Hi guys, this is your girl KayKaySlays and I am back with another video. So before I get into today's content, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and of course hit that bell so that you never miss any upload that I make. So as you can tell, today I'm giving you guys a story time. So yes, you will get to learn a little bit more about the girl behind or in front of the camera, KayKaySlays, me. Anyway, so today I'm going to be giving you guys a little story time about the time I walked home when I was 6. I hope that you guys enjoy this story that I'm about to drop for you. Let's get into it. So guys, I was 6 years old and at the time I was attending the New Ghana school. If anybody ever attended a New Ghana school, then you know that they had a whole set of locations. They had one on Middleton Street, they had one on Brickdam. I think those were the two. They had one in Prashad Nagar. So at the time, I was attending the one on Brickdam. So the arrangement that my parents had made was that they hired a service. It was their friends that had opened a taxi service. So we used to use the taxi service to pick myself and my sisters up. There were also 2 other people from my church who went to New Ghana school with us. And so they would pick, and we all lived, where I lived when I grew up in Guyana. So we would all take the same car, because it was 5 children. So we would take the same car to go home. Our parents would drop us in the morning respectively, and then we would take a car and we would go home. This particular day, we had a half day school. So usually it was a Tuesday. Usually on Tuesdays I would go to music lessons. At the time my sisters and I were enrolled at I can't remember the name. I think it's called Joy Music School, but it was on Charlotte Street, very close to where the Ministry of Presidency is. That same Charlotte Street. It's like 2 or 3 houses down in that street. Us, along with the kids that used to go to our church as well, we all attended the program. We all attended this music school together, but on different days. So my sisters attended. We all went to the New Ghana school, but they were at another branch. So usually what would happen is that my parents or another car would pick them up and take them to music, and then that car would take me to music because we were at 2 branches, and then my parents would pick us all up in the afternoon from music school and take us home. But because we had half day, when the car came to pick me up, I was supposed to be taken home. But the guy who picked me up, he is accustomed to picking me up from school in the afternoon, so which means about 3, and dropping me to music. So when he picked me up at 12, this man dropped me to music. And me and my little 6-year-old self, I took my little lunch kit, I jumped out the car, and once I jumped out the car, he took off with the other kids that were in the car and he left. So I'm like inside, I'm at the gate, and nobody answered. So I'm like, cool. So I remember I'm 6, so I didn't really know a whole lot about time, or it's not the right time. I know that it's Tuesday, and Tuesday I got music, right? So I didn't think of nothing. So the gate was open, so I opened the gate and I walked in the yard. So I walk in the yard and I go upstairs, right? And then I inside, we got these holler inside. So I holler inside and nobody nothing. So I said, well, what's this here today? Me and you, I am 6 years old, and so I just started to panic. So I remember sitting on the step, and I didn't cry. To this day, I'm a person that likes to cry, as my family and friends would say. But I didn't cry. I remember I guess more annoyed or more scared, because I realized that I was on my own and I didn't have a cell phone. So there was no way of me contacting anybody. There was no way, I didn't know anybody living in Charlotte Street for me to say, oh, well, I know my mother got a friend or whatever. So I was more scared than anything because I was alone. But being the person who I always am, once I realized I was alone, I was like, well, I got to get home. So I'm like, the only way to get home is if I walk. So when I make up my mind that I'm walking home, I was like, cool, we doing this. It's 6. So me and my little New Ghana uniform, but I think I had a hat, so I can't remember, but no sure I had my lunch kit in my hand. And I start walking. So I walk Charlotte Street, and I walk, I don't know what the road is. It's not Crow Street, it's South Road onto Home Stretch, right? And you go walking down Home Stretch. So I walk and I walk and I walk. And when I get to the top of Home Stretch, that's by the culture center, bus right, yes, and I started down Mandela towards my home. At the time I was living in South London. So this whole time I walked on the road, I was not scared, I was not nervous. I just knew I had to get home. But it was so weird, like when after everything transpired, because myself and my sisters, our parents growing up, our parents had vehicles. So we used to go from car to car, or like, you know, like from my parents' car to one of their friends' cars, you know. So I never used to catch a bus. Like we used to catch a bus from time to time when we were younger, but we were always with an adult. So I never used to pay attention. But I knew that the way that my mom or dad would always drive when they would pick us up from music school. So that's what I did. So when I got to Mandela, this is by the East Repentance police station, because I was gonna take that road and go down, like walk down, so I could turn by turning point. I crossed the road. How I crossed the road, I don't know. Jesus was definitely with me that day. I just crossed the road and I walked. And then as I was walking down, I don't know the name of that street, you know, but it's with the East Repentance police station on the corner, okay? And turning point, I'm like, God damn, like if they head into Guy Hawk side, right? So I was walking there, and just as I was like passing the police station, I saw my mom's car pass. So I was like, that's my mom, right? But of course she fly past. So I was like, so I was walking by East Repentance and I see my mother fly past. So I was like, okay, but nothing I can do. But then like we had a lady from our church, and she used to live on that same road. And so like when she got the house, I guess she reversed and she realized that it was her child walking. And she picked me up, and as soon as I go in the car, I started crying. Why I started crying, I don't know, because I was fine all the time. I guess I was just happy to see my mom and my sisters. So then when we got home, now everyone is like, why are you walking? So then I was like, the man dropped me off with music. There was nobody there, and so I had to walk home. And my mom is like, but how you know for walk home? And I'm like, I just took the route you or daddy would take when y'all were driving. And my mother was so amazed at this thing. I guess at 6, she didn't really think that I was paying attention to the route that they would take us home, but I was. She was very amazed. Of course, this whole time I was like, oh God, I walk home. Like I'm crying, and I'm like, what now? Think about to say, once I got home, my mother was not very happy that this guy dropped me off, that he dropped me off to music, because they had told the people that I was supposed to have half day that day, so they were supposed to take me home. And 2, she was not happy because obviously she was paying her money, and this guy did not want to see me go in the yard or somebody collect me at 6. I jumped out of the car and he drove off. So my mother was very, very upset. I remember her calling my dad. She called, you know, guy experience or something happened. She called my father. I remember she called one of her cousins, and I was just there crying because I'm like, I guess I don't know. I don't know if I thought I was in trouble. What was a whole set of people she called. My godfather and his family, they lived around the corner. She called them. I'm like, you know how guys mothers thing. So then, needless to say, that was the last day that guy picked me up. No, he was not fired from the service, but he just never dealt with kids again. So yeah, all's well that ends well. The service gave us 2 new drivers, and those were the drivers we used up until late. Like I think I was in Primary 4 and we were still using that. Well, drivers from that service. Anyway, this is the end of the story time. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I actually had a lot of fun making this video. Like reliving the story was so much fun for me. If you want to see me do more story times, or you want to see me do anything else, please let me know. Also, I have an exciting series, an exciting, encouraging, and uplifting series going to start very soon on my channel. So you need to stay tuned so that you do not miss this. You don't want to miss this. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, I love the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Thanks. Bye.